Imagine you're in the middle of a storm, and far away, you see a flash of lightning cutting across the sky. That flash represents what you want, what you hope to achieve. But the storm, you, are your mind, your fears, and your doubts. It's in this chaos that the universe starts testing you. Carl Jung, one of the founders of psychoanalysis, believed our consciousness is deeply connected to the universe. He didn't see the universe as random chance, but as a stage where our inner world meets meaningful coincidences. Challenges and struggles are really reflections of our own growth inside. When we want something badly, the universe responds, but not always the way we expect. The universe isn't some magic genie that just hands us what we want without effort. Instead, think of the universe as a sculptor, and we are the block of marble. If you've ever watched a sculptor at work, you know it's not gentle or easy. It's a process of cutting away everything that doesn't belong to the final masterpiece. Why does the universe work like this? Because it's not just about getting what we want. It's about becoming the kind of person who can handle what we ask for. When we express a desire, we're not just asking for something outside of us to change. We're starting a deep inner transformation. It's easy to say we want success, love, or wealth. But the real question is, are we ready to handle them? The universe gives us tests to prepare us, to shape us into people who can reach our goals. These challenges show us where we're still weak or incomplete, parts of ourselves that need healing and strengthening. Think about wanting to attract love. Not just any love, but something real and meaningful. It's normal to want that, but the universe won't give it to you if you're not ready to accept it. And being ready isn't just about being willing to love, but also about being open to be loved. So the universe might test you with failed relationships, heartbreak, and loneliness. In those times, it might feel like everything's against you, like your dreams are mocked. But really, you're being shaped. Every heartbreak is a chance to look inside and ask, what do I need to learn? What part of me needs healing or growth? Only when you're ready to truly give and receive love will the universe bring it to you. Until then, the challenges keep coming, not to punish, but to prepare. The same goes for success at work. It's easy to want success, money, or respect. But before the universe grants them, it tests you. Are you ready to handle the responsibility that comes with success? Can you lead, make tough calls, and handle pressure? Instead of rising quickly, you might face layoffs, failed projects, or huge obstacles. These aren't random setbacks or punishments. They're tests. The universe is checking if you're ready to face these challenges, learn from them, and keep your focus and determination. If you can, then you'll be ready. When you're ready, the universe won't hold back what you want. This process is tough and unavoidable. You can't skip the tests or lessons because the universe won't give you what you want until you become the person who can handle it. Trying to take shortcuts or avoid the process only delays the inevitable. The universe will keep testing you until you're ready, because its goal isn't to hand you what you want right away. It's to help you grow into your strongest, most capable, and authentic self. When you face a challenge or feel like life is testing you, it's important to understand what's really happening. It's not just an obstacle in your way. It's deeper than that. It's a test of who you really are, your true self. In those moments, life asks, are you really who you say you are? Are you truly committed to what you want? This isn't a surface-level question. It forces you to look inside, past the surface, and discover what's really there. It's easy to say you want success, love, respect, or freedom. It's easy to imagine reaching your goals and enjoying the rewards. But wanting something isn't the same as being ready to accept it or keep it. That's where challenges come in. Challenges are like a purifying fire that burns away anything that's fake, weak, or just for show. Only what is real, strong, and essential survives. When you face challenges that seem to block what you want, what's really happening is the universe is cleaning out your inner self. getting rid of everything unnecessary and fake. So only what's real remains. Imagine you want success in your career. You're thinking about recognition, wealth, a higher position. But instead of moving forward, you hit roadblocks. Maybe you lose a job, a project falls through, or competition feels overwhelming. Frustration and doubt start to take over. That's the moment the test gets harder, and your true self is on trial. Are you willing to keep going despite setbacks? Are you ready to adjust your plans, learn from mistakes, and push through even when things seem impossible? If not, then your desire was shallow, a wish, not a real goal. But if you stand strong, facing the challenge with courage and determination, it shows your desire is real and you're able to handle it. This idea works the same way in other parts of life. Say you want a deep, meaningful relationship. You feel that desire clearly, but instead of finding the right person, you go through heartbreak, loneliness, or disappointment. Again, the universe is testing you. Are you looking for real love, or just trying to fill a hole? Are you ready to work on yourself, face your flaws, and heal your wounds before love comes your way? You can't fake being real. You can't fool the universe or yourself. The challenges you meet are there to help you find your true self by washing away what's false and weak. So, these challenges aren't cruel or random. They're fair. They're life's way of getting you ready to receive what you asked for. The truth is, you can't hold on to something that doesn't really fit you. If your desire isn't real, or if you're not the person who can handle it, eventually you'll lose it. That's where real commitment matters. Not just commitment to the end goal, but to the whole process. It's easy to stay committed when everything is smooth, but true commitment shows up when things get hard. That's when you have to decide. Keep going or quit. Real commitment means being willing to do the tough inner work, face your fears, insecurities, and limits. It means being ready to grow into the person who can handle what you want. That's the real purpose of challenges. Not just to test your truth, but to help you build it. Changing from the inside out isn't simple or straightforward. It's a deep, often painful journey where you confront the darkest parts of yourself. Take wanting abundance, for example. First, you have to look at your beliefs about money. What ideas did you grow up with? Maybe you were taught money is scarce, or only certain people deserve it, or that wanting wealth is wrong. These beliefs hold you back like heavy chains. No matter how much you want prosperity, the universe won't give it to you until you're ready to handle it. Handling abundance means changing those limiting beliefs, facing them head-on, and breaking them down. You might go through tough financial times that force you to rethink your relationship with money. These experiences can hurt, but they're lessons in disguise, chances to develop a mindset of abundance. This inner change also means facing fear. The fear of not having enough, of losing what you have, or not being good enough for more. Fear is a huge obstacle because it keeps you stuck, holding your energy back instead of letting it grow. The universe will challenge you with situations that bring your fears to the surface, because only by facing them can you get past them. Maybe you lose money in a bad investment, or your business doesn't take off as planned. These setbacks don't mean you should quit. They're signs you need to dig deeper and ask yourself, what fears or beliefs are holding me back? How can I shift my thinking to match the abundance I want? Inner transformation isn't just about money. It touches every part of your life. If you want love, for instance, it's not enough just to wish for the perfect partner. You have to become someone truly ready to give and receive love. That might mean healing old wounds, working through emotional pain, and learning to be open and vulnerable. The universe will put you in situations that push you to do this work, because only then will you be ready for a real, meaningful relationship. In every case, inner transformation is a process of shedding old conditioning, fears, and limiting beliefs that kept you small, so you can come into your full, powerful self. That self is connected to abundance, love, and success. And it's the self that can hold what the universe is ready to give you. Let's be clear. This kind of personal growth isn't easy. It takes real courage, a willingness to look within, and the strength to face parts of yourself you'd rather ignore. You have to be brutally honest with yourself about where you've been acting out of fear, insecurity, or a sense of lack. And most importantly, you have to be patient. Real change doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey, and it takes time. But it's a journey that's absolutely worth it. Life reflects back what you need to see in yourself. So when things don't go your way, it's not about punishment. It's life showing you where you still need to grow. It's giving you a chance to evolve, to learn, and to become the person you're meant to be. When life throws big, overwhelming challenges at you, it's easy to feel hopeless or like nothing's going to work out. But in those moments, your mindset becomes incredibly important. Having a positive mindset isn't about pretending everything's fine. It's about choosing to focus on progress, even if it's small. That shift in thinking helps you move through tough times. It's about recognizing that every little step forward matters. Each small win, no matter how minor it might seem, is still a win, and it deserves to be celebrated. Think about someone trying to grow their career in a competitive field. The results might not come quickly, and that can be discouraging. But instead of just focusing on the big goal, it's important to notice and appreciate the small wins, like nailing a presentation, getting positive feedback, or meeting someone new in your industry. These are signs you're moving in the right direction. Celebrating those moments helps you stay motivated. Our brains are wired to respond to reward. When you recognize progress, you reinforce the belief that what you're doing matters. It creates a positive loop that helps you keep going, even when things are hard. Celebrating your progress also helps you stay connected to your bigger purpose. According to Jung, making your dreams a reality isn't just about hard work. It's also about alignment. When you take time to appreciate your progress, you remind yourself why you started in the first place. You build a stronger link between your daily actions and your long-term goals. That doesn't mean ignoring the hard stuff or pretending everything is perfect. Life is tough, and things will go wrong sometimes. Accepting that reality is part of staying grounded. But that's where balance comes in. Accepting challenges means knowing they're a natural part of the journey. They're not signs you're failing. They're chances to grow stronger and learn more about yourself. At the same time, celebrating your progress means not letting those challenges stop you. It's choosing to focus on what you've already done instead of what's still missing. That mindset keeps you moving forward, and over time, it sets you up for real success. Because success isn't just about one big breakthrough, it's about many small steps and wins along the way. Each one is a reminder that even if the road is tough, you're still moving closer to the life you want. Also, when you consciously celebrate progress, it changes how you see the time and energy you're investing. If you only focus on the end goal, the journey can feel long and exhausting. But if you start recognizing every little achievement, your perspective shifts. Suddenly, every day becomes an opportunity to get better, to grow, and to move ahead. And the final goal doesn't seem so far anymore, because you realize you're already on your way. At its core, manifestation isn't just about wishing for something and hoping it shows up. It's about evolving over time. Thinking of it as a one-time event is a mistake. In reality, it's a process, a journey where both your inner world and outer life keep shifting and growing. Every time you grow on the inside, life responds by presenting new challenges. These aren't setbacks. They're signs that you're ready for more. It's like the universe saying, "You've leveled up, now here's your next step." Each challenge is a lesson you need before you can move forward. That's why it's so important to appreciate every stage of the journey, even when things seem slow. Every small step, every lesson learned, builds the foundation for the life you're working toward. To grow and evolve, we have to start seeing things differently. Instead of looking at challenges as roadblocks, we need to view them as chances to grow. In the end, it's through facing these challenges that we become the person we're meant to be. As we grow from the inside, the outside world begins to reflect that change. Another key part of this journey is trust. We need to trust that the universe is on our side, even when we can't see the full picture. Every challenge we face, every tough moment, is helping shape us into the person who's ready to receive what we've asked for. This kind of trust isn't about being naive. It's about understanding that real change takes time, and each step helps bring our goals to life. So when something hard comes your way, don't see it as a sign you're failing. Instead, see it as a chance to level up your mindset, fine-tune your skills, and get better prepared for what's coming. Every time you overcome something, it's proof that you're making progress. And each win brings you closer to the life you're building. It's important to remember that manifestation isn't just about getting what you want. It's about becoming the person who can actually handle and sustain that reality. The real magic is in the transformation you go through along the way. Success isn't only about what you achieve. It's also about who you become during the process. Growth never really stops. There's always more to learn, more to experience, more to uncover, and that's what makes the journey so meaningful. Every step has something to teach you and helps you get ready for the next one. Once you truly understand that, you'll be able to face challenges with an open mind and a willing heart, knowing you're exactly where you need to be. Now, let's talk about the shadow, a concept from Carl Jung's psychology. It refers to the darker, hidden parts of ourselves, the fears, doubts, and habits we'd rather not face. Most of the time, we try to bury these parts deep inside, but the truth is, the universe won't let us ignore them forever. In fact, when we start asking for something big, something that really matters, that request shines a light on our lives, and with light comes shadows. These shadows show us the parts of ourselves we still need to work on. The universe brings them up not to punish us, but to help us grow. It confronts us with our fears and unhealthy patterns so we can deal with them. Facing your shadow isn't easy. It can be scary and uncomfortable because it forces you to look at parts of yourself you've been avoiding, sometimes for years. But if you really want to create a life that lasts and feels meaningful, this inner work is necessary. Let's say you want a healthy, loving relationship. That's a beautiful goal. But before you get there, you might have to deal with old emotional wounds, fear of being abandoned, or low self-worth. These issues might rise to the surface just as you're trying to move forward. That doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. Those shadows show up because they're still part of you, and they need your attention before you can truly move on. The universe is saying, before you receive what you've asked for, you need to be ready. And to be ready, you have to face the parts of yourself you've ignored. Yes, this can be painful. But it's also a kind of cleansing. It pushes you to let go of what no longer serves you, to break free from old cycles, and to turn those darker parts of yourself into something you can understand and manage. This is what integrating the shadow is all about. It's not about getting rid of that part of you. It's about understanding it, seeing how it affects your actions, and finding a way to work with it. That takes courage. It means being willing to look inside yourself without judgment and making the choice to grow. When you stop running from your shadow and start working with it, you release the limits that have held you back. It's like taking off a mask you didn't even realize you were wearing. And once you do that, you'll move forward with more clarity, confidence, and strength. Because now you're coming from a place of truth and personal power, not fear or doubt. So, the shadow isn't your enemy. It's a tough but fair teacher showing you what you need to face in order to grow. By dealing with these darker parts of yourself, you really transform into a whole person who can handle and keep what you want to create in your life. True manifestation isn't just about getting what you want. It's about becoming the kind of person who can accept it and live it fully. Facing the shadow is something that goes on forever, because our minds are always changing. There will always be new parts of ourselves to discover, new shadows to bring into the light. But every time you face one, you get a little stronger, a little more aware, and better able to live a life that fits who you really are and what you truly want. Synchronicity, a concept Jung talked about, is really interesting and eye-opening. It's not just coincidence or random luck. Synchronicity is how the universe talks to us. how our inner world connects with the outside world in ways that don't follow regular logic. It's like the universe uses a secret language, not through words, but through events, symbols, and meaningful connections that feel too important to be just chance. Picture this. You're going through a tough time, feeling lost and unsure about your path. Then out of nowhere, you run into an old friend you haven't seen in years. They say something simple, maybe about a job or an idea, that suddenly opens a door you never thought about before. This isn't just a random meeting. That's synchronicity. It's the universe saying, "Hey, pay attention. This is what you need right now." When you start to notice these signs, they can change your life. They might not be flashy or obvious, but they can have a big impact. It might be a number you keep seeing, a song that plays at just the right moment, or a dream that sticks with you. The key is to stay open and aware enough to catch these moments and feel their deeper meaning. Here's another example. Maybe you feel stuck in life. No opportunities coming your way, nothing seems to work, and you feel trapped. Then suddenly, strange things start happening that grab your attention. Maybe you keep seeing the same number in different places or hearing the same phrase from different people. These aren't just coincidences. They're synchronicities telling you something bigger is happening, that the universe is working behind the scenes to clear a path for you, even if you can't see it yet. Jung warned that to notice synchronicity, you need to have an awake mind, a mind that's willing to look beyond the surface. If you're caught up in daily stress, logic, or routine, you might miss these signs. But if you stay present and open, you'll start to realize the universe is speaking to you in ways you never expected. Synchronicity also teaches us to trust the process. The road to what we want isn't always straight or predictable. Sometimes the best chances come in ways you never planned. In those moments, you just have to trust that the universe knows what it's doing. Even if things don't seem to fit right away, you're being led to a perfect outcome. Remember, synchronicity can't be forced. You can't make it happen or decide how it shows up in your life. It only happens when you flow with the natural rhythm of the universe, connecting you to a deeper, more meaningful reality than you imagined. The law of polarity is a basic principle that changes how you see life and manifestation once you get it. Jung understood this well because he knew life is full of opposites, light and dark, conscious and unconscious, good and bad. These aren't enemies fighting each other. They are two sides of the same coin, working together to make a whole. This isn't just theory. It affects everything in our lives, especially how manifestation works. When you want something, you spark a strong energy inside that pulls that thing toward you. But what many don't realize is that by lighting that spark, you also activate its opposite. It's like a balance. When one side moves, the other has to adjust. This isn't a problem. It's how the universe keeps balance, making sure we don't get stuck in one side of reality without bringing in the other. For example, if you want to be financially successful, you might expect your path to be smooth and full of easy opportunities. But often the opposite happens. You face tough times, moments when money feels scarce, and challenges that test you. This isn't a sign that you're on the wrong track. It's the law of polarity at work. Those tough moments are an invitation to look at how you think about money, to confront your fears about not having enough, and to break free from limiting beliefs you didn't even realize you had. It's in these difficult times, when you feel doubt and fear, that your character really grows. If you only focus on the positive and avoid the hard stuff, you miss out on important chances to grow and heal. The law of polarity teaches us that both light and darkness are necessary for us to develop. You can't have one without the other. True wisdom comes from learning how to face and work with the darkness, so it helps you find balance inside. This balance is what lets you create what you want from a place of fullness, not from fear or lack. It's natural to want to avoid negative experiences or pretend they don't exist, but resisting them only makes them stronger. What you resist, you end up dealing with more. Instead of fighting the dark parts of life, the key is to accept them as part of the journey. That doesn't mean giving up or accepting negativity forever. It means recognizing that even the hard moments have something to teach you. Every time you feel uncertain, it's a chance to learn more about yourself and what you truly want. When you accept both your light and your dark sides, you become whole and strong enough to face anything with wisdom. That's how you manifest your dreams with real power, not by being held back by fear or doubt. Think about the yin and yang symbol. It shows the perfect balance between two opposing forces. Inside the dark side, there's a bit of light. Inside the light, there's a bit of darkness. This symbol isn't just decoration. It represents a universal truth. Light and dark aren't enemies. They work together, like dance partners. When you learn to dance with both, you don't have to be afraid of either one. Accepting polarity frees you from trying to control every detail of your life. You start to see that the path to what you want isn't straight or predictable. It's full of twists and turns. And that's exactly how it should be. It's in those hard, dark moments that you find your greatest strengths and learn the most important lessons. Jung talked about an alchemical process as a powerful metaphor for personal change. In ancient times, alchemists worked to turn lead, a heavy, common metal, into gold, something valuable and pure. But their work wasn't just about metals. It was also about a spiritual transformation. They were trying to change the darkest, densest parts of themselves into something higher and more enlightened. When we apply this idea to life and manifestation, we see that asking the universe for something is more than just stating a wish. It starts an internal process where our fears, limits, and deep beliefs, our inner lead, are put through a transformative fire. This fire is the challenges and struggles we face. It's a strong heat that doesn't destroy us but has the power to purify and change us into something better. Think about it this way. When you truly want something, whether it's love, success, or peace, you start a process of change inside yourself. But this change doesn't happen out of nowhere. There's a cooking or purification phase that many people find hard because this fire can be very intense. The challenges you face are like the heat working on your inner lead, pushing you to face your biggest fears, break old patterns, and grow. This fire is uncomfortable, even painful, but that's where the real change happens. Without fire, lead stays lead. Without challenges, you stay stuck in old habits, unable to reach the gold of your dreams. Jung warned that not everyone is ready for this. Some people back away when the heat gets too much because it's tough to face the darkest parts of ourselves. That's understandable. But the difference between those who reach their goals and those who don't is who sticks it out. Those who keep going, who face the pain and heat, are the ones who transform fully. This process takes time and patience. Just like turning lead into gold took a long, careful effort, inner change requires persistence. Every challenge and moment of doubt is important. Without them, there's no real transformation. Without them, lead never becomes gold. Imagine you've asked the universe for success in your career, but instead of getting a quick promotion or praise, you run into problems, setbacks, or even embarrassment. This is like a fire that pushes you to look inside yourself. You have to face your doubts, question why you want success, and rethink what success really means to you. If you stick with it and learn from these tough times, you'll come out with a deeper understanding of who you are and what you want. The real reward isn't just the outside success. It's becoming a stronger, more honest version of yourself. This process is all about knowing yourself better and growing. It challenges us to face the hard parts inside us, to go through change, and to trust that this will lead to clarity and strength. It shows us that achieving our goals isn't just about getting what we want, but about becoming the kind of person who's truly ready to receive it. Life is a constant cycle of endings and new beginnings. Carl Jung saw this as the core of our experience. Every challenge feels like a little death, letting go of what's old and no longer useful, to make room for something new that fits who we really are. This cycle isn't just unavoidable. It's necessary for us to grow. Without letting go of the past, there's no way to move forward. When life tests you, it's not random. These tests, like losing a relationship, a job, or a belief, are actually the first steps toward a new start. But letting go is hard. It brings pain, uncertainty, and sometimes emptiness. Still, that emptiness isn't a void. It's a space ready for new possibilities to grow. Picture yourself going through a big personal crisis. Maybe everything feels like it's falling apart. Your relationships fail, your job doesn't fulfill you, and your old beliefs don't make sense anymore. It's easy to feel lost and hopeless. But actually, the universe is preparing you for a fresh start. This is a turning point that will shape who you become. Letting go of an old identity, a limiting belief, or bad habits is like a snake shedding its skin. You have to leave behind what holds you back in order to grow. It might feel like a loss, but it's really freedom. You're breaking free from the invisible chains that kept you stuck. This death means you're ready for something better, more true to yourself. This cycle of endings and new beginnings is part of life. As we grow, what used to help us might start to hold us back. That's when the universe pushes us to let go, to move on, and to embrace what's next. Every ending is really a chance to start over, stronger and more real. Think about nature. Trees lose their leaves in fall not because they fail, but because it's part of growing. Losing leaves makes way for fresh, stronger ones in spring. The same goes for your life. When something ends, a relationship, a job, or an old version of yourself, it makes space for something new and better to grow. Something that fits your true purpose. It's important to remember that endings aren't the final stop. They're a doorway to what's next. If you're going through a tough time, feeling like everything's falling apart, that's a sign you're about to begin again. But to make that happen, you have to be willing to let go of what no longer helps you. This cycle also asks for faith. The belief that the universe has a plan, and every loss is getting you ready for something better. You might not know exactly what's coming, but you can trust that it will fit who you really are. This is the moment when resisting change becomes your biggest obstacle. The more you hold on, the harder it gets. But when you accept the cycle and see endings as part of growth, you open yourself up to real transformation. Manifesting what you want is a cycle, not just creating new things, but also letting go of what doesn't fit anymore. Every ending, whether a relationship, a job, or an old identity, is a chance to start fresh and build something better that matches your true desires and purpose. This cycle is what helps you grow and create a life that's truly yours. Thanks to Carl Jung's work, we understand that life's challenges aren't punishments or random events. They're necessary for personal growth and becoming authentic. Jung believed these struggles connect deeply with our inner mind and help us grow in meaningful ways. When we ask the universe for something, love, success, peace, we're not just making a wish. We're starting an inner process where our fears and doubts come up to be faced and changed. This process is tough but necessary to shed what's holding us back and become a more honest version of ourselves. Jung also talked about synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that aren't just random, but are the universe's way of communicating with us. These moments guide us, showing we're on the right path or need to adjust. Part of this journey is accepting our shadow, the parts of ourselves we try to hide or ignore. To be whole and truly create what we want, we must face and accept these darker sides. Only then can we fully become the person ready to receive the blessings we seek. Manifestation isn't just about getting what we want. It's about becoming the person who can handle it. It's a lifelong process where every challenge, every doubt, and every fear is a chance to grow. Through this, we get closer to our true self and build a life that fits who we really are.